Liberation Revolutionary. So please help me in welcoming Brother Tupac Shakur. Yeah. First I want to say peace to my mother. She's not here, but I got to give a peace out to her, because I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for my mother. And I look in the front of this thing and it says start from within to rebuild our original greatness, right? Okay, well that's what my mother did. You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening about freedom fighters and strugglers. Well, you got to understand that when it was in to have a gun and to be in the street, my mother gave that up to be in the house and wash the dishes, you know what I'm saying, and feed us and put the thoughts in our brains, you know what I'm saying? Because we didn't get any of that history from all of those soldiers that we lost. We got none of that. They all went to jail, if you can remember. They all went to penitentiaries. We didn't see none of that knowledge. If it was not for my mother who stayed home and didn't go out and do all that, then I wouldn't have had shit, excuse my language, but I wouldn't have been nowhere. Because they want to be free. That's natural, y'all. To want to be free. Something's really wrong when you got an African who does not want to be free. And yet I see so many of ours today who don't want to be free. Because they're comfortable on the plantation. They don't want to be free. So, how does this breaking take place? The whole purpose of breaking the African was for the sake of taking the body and messing up the mind. Did y'all hear that? Break the will to resist. Break it. Now the breaking process, again, according to the slaveholder, was the same for the African as it was for the horse. Same process. In other words, man, this thing is so deep how they go. It actually says, you must keep your eye and thoughts on the female. Sisters, you got to understand how important your role is. Their agenda was keep your eye on the black female and on the offspring of the horse and the female. Pay little attention to the generation of the original breaking. In other words, those first few people that you broke, don't pay them no mind. Your goal is on future generations. Therefore, if you break the female mother, this is Willie Lynch's concept, she will break the offspring in its early years of development. Did y'all hear that? If you break the female mother, she will break her own offspring in the early years of its development until it's old enough to work. And when it is old enough to work, she will deliver her own offspring up to the slaveholder. Because her normal female protective tendencies will have been lost in the original breaking process. It goes on to say, for example, take the wild stud horse, a female horse, and an already infant horse, and compare the process with two captured African males in their natural state. Now check this out. This is going to make you a little angry. Two African males in their natural state, a pregnant African woman with her infant offspring. It goes on to say, breed the mare and the stud until you have a desired offspring. Then you can turn the stud to freedom until you need him again. Train the female horse where she will eat out of your hand. And she in turn will train her infant horse to eat out of your hand also. When it comes to breaking the uncivilized African, use the same process, but vary the degree, and step up the pressure so as to do a complete reversal of mind. That's what they did. Take the meanest and most restless African. Y'all see this in your head now. Take the meanest and most restless African, strip him of his clothes in front of the remaining male Africans.
other Africans while they're looking at him. The next step is to take a bullwhip and beat the remaining African males to the point of death in front of the females. Y'all hear this? Don't kill them though, but put the fear of God in them. Now, when will God know? So don't kill them, because they can be, it says here, they can be useful for future breeding. The breaking process of the African woman. Take the African female, check this out now, and run a series of tests on her to see if she will submit to your desires. White man. Test her in every way, because she is the most important factor for good economics. Y'all hear this? The black female is the most important factor for good economics. If she shows any sign of resistance in submitting completely to your will, do not hesitate to use the bullwhip on her to extract the last bit of resistance out of her. Take care not to kill her, for in doing so you spoil good economics. When she is in complete submission, she will train her own offspring in their early years to submit to you when they become of age. Understanding is the best thing. Therefore, we shall go deeper into this area of the subject matter concerning what we have produced here in this breaking process of the African female. It gets deep here, y'all, because it says, at this point, we have now reversed the relationship. Now, see what has happened. They have taken the strong black African male and totally destroyed his image while the women and children were watching. So now in the back of the woman's mind, black men, you can't protect us. Y'all follow this thing? You are not in the position to look after us. That's what's happening here. So in her, see, here it goes and say, in her natural state, she would have a strong dependency on that African man. I'm going to say that again, since we are so unnaturalized now. In her natural state, the black woman would have a strong dependency on that black African man. Man. And it goes on to say, and she would raise her offspring to be dependent like she is. So in the natural state of the African, the woman and the child was very dependent on the strong African man. Do y'all see what I'm saying? It goes on to say, nature provided for this type of balance. And then it goes on to notice what he says. He says, but we reversed nature. I need to go for a walk on that one, but But we reversed nature by burning and pulling a civilized African apart and bullwhipping the others in front of them to the point of death. All in her presence. We reversed what is natural. We got rid of her natural tendency to depend upon her man. We got rid of that. And God knows they did a good job.
Most definitely, we paid homage to our goddess. You know what I'm saying? And like we supposed to. You know, and I'm not going to fall short. I'm going in and I'm digging spiritually inside the souls of our people. I'm going to be digging spiritually deep inside of the souls of our people to wake them up to this ancient wisdom. Because if we don't wake up, all the success that we talking about, we ain't going to never achieve. You understand what I'm saying? I got to talk to y'all today.
ancestors that walk with them, etc. Now, why is this important? Black women have the oldest genes on the fucking planet. Okay, the mitochondrial Eve gene. So not only just through definition of the word, but through calculated chronology of their DNA sequence and coding chains, we know that they're the most intelligent. This is why they're natural geniuses, because their genes are the oldest, which means they know the fucking most. They've been here the longest. So that being said, this is why.
Okay? They're gonna be fish food. They got little 7-year-old boys shooting choppers, putting the motherfucking bullet through the bullseye. These motherfuckers out here will shoot a whole motherfucking clip and won't hit a motherfucking thing. Man, you go on YouTube right now, they got white women that the white man done trained, 12 years old, shooting a motherfucking AR-15, hitting the bullseye every time she pulled the trigger, and a bitch-ass nigga concoct the motherfucker, shoot the whole clip, and don't shoot nobody, or shoot a motherfucker that he wasn't even aiming for. So if you know in a military situation that ain't no bullets out here. So if it's a shortage on bullets, that means every time you pull the trigger, you gotta put it through a motherfucking head. Period. You ain't got no time to be wasting ammunition. You don't. These crackers are spitting on niggas. They ready to go to war. What is niggas gonna do? Niggas ain't gonna do shit. They gonna go get their motherfucker. They gonna get their weed. They gonna play their video game. And when the cracker come down in the hood and say, bitch, load up in the truck, your ass is getting up in the truck.
Anybody, you look disproportionate. Now, what's the third thing Willie Lynch said? And then I'm prepared to round it out. Willie Lynch said, if you do this last thing, this will guarantee your control over all your Negroes. He said, line up all the slave women side by side. Get all the slave children, it doesn't matter how young they are, line them up side by side. Find the biggest, meanest, toughest alpha male in your stable. Bring that Negro out before all the wenches and all the Negro children. And beat that man down to within an inch of his life. Don't kill him, but beat him so bad that he will wish he was dead. He said, if the women try to turn away, make them watch. If the kids try to run, make them watch. After you beat them down and make them see it, pick that Negro up, tar and feather him, and then find 2 horses. Tie his leg to one horse facing this direction and the other leg to the other horse facing that direction. Beat both horses simultaneously until they run apart from one another and split that nigga's body in half. He said, if you do this, the natural love and respect that the black woman has for the black man, she will lose it. The natural disposition the black woman has to rely on her man for protection, she will become the protection herself. He said, women naturally look to their men to provide and protect, but after they see what you do to their provider and they protect her in front of their face, they will no longer respect him, but look at the black man with contempt. But he said, guess what? That's not even the greatest benefit of this technique. That black woman, seeing what was done to her husband, will raise that black boy in her stomach to be a damn coward and a wimp and a simp-ass Negro, because she will be afraid that what the white man did to her husband, she will do to her son. Black mothers in here, I want to thank you all for the excellent job y'all been doing raising our kids. Many of you been doing it on your own. Brothers, give the sisters a hand. They done broke down the baby